Hello and welcome to grammar class. Today's topic is present continuous tense versus present perfect continuous tense. So what's the difference between them? You see, the present continuous tense indicates that an action or activity is going on at the present moment of time. It denotes an ongoing or current activity. The structure of the present continuous tense is subject plus am or is or are plus the present participle or the fourth form of the principal verb. The fourth form means ing added to the base form of the verb. For example, I am reading a novel. In this sentence, the verb am reading is in the present continuous tense. Similarly, in the sentence, birds are flying in the sky, are flying is also in the present continuous tense. We understand that the actions denoted in the verbs am reading and are flying are taking place right now. Now see the next sentence. Are you speaking the truth? This is an interrogative sentence, but the verb are speaking here denotes an ongoing action of the present moment. It's raining now. In this sentence too, the verb is raining indicates that the rain is falling right now at this moment. In this way, we learn that the present continuous or present progressive tense indicates that an action is going on right now. It provides no other information about the duration of the activity. The present continuous, however, has a different structure in passive voice. We know that in passive voice, the subject is not the doer of an action, but the receiver of the action. The passive voice structure of the present continuous tense is subject plus am or is or are plus being plus the third form or the past participle of the main verb. This structure indicates that something is being done to the subject right now or at the present moment of time. For example, the house is being painted. The verb is being painted is in present continuous tense passive voice. It means the painting of the house is going on right now. Trees are being cut down recklessly. The act of cutting down trees recklessly is going on at the present time. This is what the verb are being cut down in present continuous tense passive voice indicates. The injured people are being treated by the doctors. Clearly, the verb are being treated is in present continuous tense passive voice. So from this tense, we understand that the treatment of the injured people is going on at this moment. And that's the only information we get from the present continuous tense. But what about the present perfect continuous tense? You see, the present perfect continuous tense shows that an action started sometime in the past, but it is still in progress at the present moment of time. So from this tense, two things become clear about the action. We come to know when the action began in the past, and also that it's still in progress at the present moment of time. The structure of the present perfect continuous tense is subject plus have or had according to the subject plus been plus the present participle or the fourth form of the principal verb. Now we are going to see the use of this structure in the three sentences on your screen. They have been chatting for 3 hours. Here the verb have been chatting is in present perfect continuous tense. And the phrase for 3 hours shows the duration of the action. So now we understand that they began chatting 3 hours ago and they are still chatting. So the present perfect continuous tense indicates not only the continuity of an action at present, but also its duration. It had been raining since midnight. The verb has been raining is in present perfect continuous tense. We learn that the rain started at midnight and it's still going on. So the present perfect continuous tense also indicates how long an action has continued up till now. Take another example. He had been stalking me for a long time. Stalking means following with an evil intention. We know that the verb had been stalking is in present perfect continuous tense. And the adverbial phrase for a long time also indicates that he started stalking me a long time ago and is still stalking me. He hasn't yet stopped. But please do note that the present perfect continuous tense is always followed by an adverbial phrase of time. That shows how long the action has already continued or when it began. Well, now let me illustrate the exact difference between the present continuous and the present perfect continuous. Look at the sentences on your screen. It is raining heavily now. In this sentence, the verb is raining is in present continuous tense. So from this tense, we understand that the rain is falling right now at this moment of time. We get no other information from this tense. But the second sentence, it has been raining for 3 hours, has a different story. Has been raining is present perfect continuous tense. The phrase for 3 hours tells us that the rain started 3 hours back. But from the present perfect continuous tense, we also learn that the rain is still going on. So now the difference is clear. While the present continuous merely denotes an ongoing activity of the present time, the present perfect continuous tense shows an action that began in the past, has already continued for some time, and is still in progress. In the sentence, laborers are working at present, the present continuous verb are going shows that the workers are working at the moment. However, from this tense, we cannot understand when they began to work or how long they have already worked. But now see the last sentence. Laborers have been working for 8 hours. Here the verb have been working is in present perfect continuous tense. The structure is different. From this tense and also from the adverbial phrase for 8 hours, we understand that they began to work 8 hours ago, they have already worked for 8 hours and they are still working. Remember, another key difference between the present continuous and the present perfect continuous is that while the present continuous can be used in the passive voice, the present perfect continuous cannot be used in the passive voice. Last but not the least, mental and sense verbs or sensory verbs that describe our senses are also called non-continuous verbs. Why? Because these verbs like to see, to hear, to taste, to look, to know, to understand, etc. cannot be used in continuous or progressive tenses. Obviously, we cannot use any of these verbs either in present continuous or in present perfect continuous tense. For example, I understand your question now. To understand is a sense verb, hence it cannot be used in the present continuous tense. I am understanding your question now is grammatically incorrect. Here we have to use the simple present instead of the present continuous tense. Similarly, to remember is also a sense verb. Hence we cannot say I am remembering the incident clearly. Instead we should say I remember the incident clearly using the simple present. Likewise, don't use sense verbs in the present perfect continuous either. Instead, we might use present perfect tense for sense verbs. For example, we have known each other for long is grammatically correct. Please don't use the present perfect continuous tense here. We have been knowing each other is grammatically incorrect. She has always wanted to be rich since childhood. To want is a verb that denotes a mental activity. Hence, we cannot use it in present perfect continuous tense. It will be wrong to say she has been wanting to be rich since childhood. So we are using the present perfect has wanted in this sentence. That's the end of today's class. Hopefully you liked the video. Please make sure to like, comment and share our videos. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell for more such grammar content. Thanks for watching.